Alrighty. Hey everybody, it's Nathaniel Avila reporting from Dallas County, and who am I here with?
Clara Avila, also reporting from Dallas County.
Okay, welcome to our podcast, The Dabbing Dabsters, where
That
we
is
determine
not the name.
who does the best dabs. Okay,
No.
I go first.
Nobody can see that right now.
Okay, your dab. Let's see your dab.
No.
Okay, so
Your squeaky chair.
your chair squeaky. So let's get into like who is or isn't the butthole.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, so the first one is AITA for refusing to cover my scar and wearing a bikini as it triggered my friend.
Okay.
Okay. I, 24, female, had a cancer scare a few years back and had a biopsy done on my upper leg. The scar has faded now, but it's still fairly noticeable and about 7 centimeters long. Thankfully, it was the only scare and nothing came of it. For a while, I was insecure about it and stopped wearing skirts or tight leggings where you can see the outline of the scar. But now that I'm accepted, it's going to be there. I think she meant to say I've accepted. Mm-hmm. It's going to be there. I started to wear whatever and realized nobody cares about it apart from the odd question. We went to the beach yesterday as a friend group, and I wore a bikini. I was excited to get a tan, and my friend Anna brought her other friend Donna, 25 female. I've met her before, but don't know her very well. However, I do know she started a fundraiser for her mom, who is fighting cancer right now. Donna's family situation is quite difficult as her dad passed away recently and her mom has stage 4, and Donna is juggling a lot. I came earlier, and Anna and Donna, so I was already in my bikini and they joined us, and Donna was nice to me and asked about my new job. Then Anna went to say hi to the others, and Donna mentioned my scar and recognized it was a biopsy. She asked if I could wear a beach cover up, and it was triggering to her and insensitive of me as I know her mom is going through it right now. I said, no, I'm here to get a tan, and the cover up will ruin that. And Donna didn't say anything, but didn't talk to me the rest of the day. Today, Anna texted me telling me Donna told her what happened. While she agrees Donna's comment was weird, I should have given her a free pass as she is not in the best place mentally right now, and said I was really weird, so I wouldn't.
What?
Generally, I don't think I'm in the wrong and think she's being really weird about the situation. Obviously, if I am in the wrong, I will apologize. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, like, it is a little weird, but I guess, like, I can understand.
But, like, asking to cover up your biopsy scar? Is that weird, or?
Yeah, that's a little weird. To be like, hey, this is triggering to me, cover it up.
It kind of comes across as, like, that scar is triggering me right now.
Yeah, it's very like, I need you to tiptoe around the things that make me, have certain reactions.
It sounds like Donna might be projecting a little bit.
Probably, yeah. I mean, like, I can understand, obviously having your mom go through that sort of thing after just losing your father. It's difficult. And, with stage 4, things are less likely to end well.
Is it stage 4 considered to be incurable?
Yeah.
And you're basically...
It's basically just biding time for the most part. I mean, I don't know enough about cancer. So...
I do. I have an oncology degree from DeVry.
You do not stop that.
From DeVry University.
He is lying right now. Nobody believe him.
From Phoenix Online.
But, like... if you're not prepared to see those kinds of things right now, then maybe going to the beach or wherever it is they're going isn't the best option for you right now.
I think she is not the butthole. So she didn't do anything.
I don't think so. I don't think that OP is the butthole.
Because she didn't do anything. She just was there. Mm-hmm. And she just has a scar that she doesn't have any control over. And
I mean, she went through cancer herself.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, I think Donna might have some things she needs to work out.
Yeah.
So I don't think OP is in the wrong. I think she is well within her rights to say no to such a request.
Yep. Absolutely, she
So
is.
yeah. So let's see what the people of Reddit have to say. Nata at all. While I feel for her and what she's going through, it is absolutely not okay to ask someone to put a cover up on due to a scar. If someone has a trigger, it is their responsibility to handle it, not everyone else's to change for them. You're at the beach. It is completely acceptable for you to wear a bikini, and good for you for not letting your scar deter you from what you want to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Going to the next one. Nata at all. It's ridiculous that she expected you to cover up like that. Her triggers are her responsibility to manage, not have others accommodate to her.
Yep.
If the scar is too much for her, she can remove herself from the situation. It's kind of giving off like older millennial back when the older millennials were growing up, and they were like back in like the 2010s, and they're all like, you are like triggering me right now, like that kind of thing.
Yep.
That a lot of like Gen Xers would make fun of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah. All right. So Nata, her triggers are hers to manage. Your body, your choice, and also you should feel more comfortable and wear what you like. She may not be in the best place mentally right now, so I do hope she realizes that what she did is immature. Not sure what to think of your other friend, though. What do you think? Do you think the other friend has to share any blame?
I think that the other friend, it was probably just trying to navigate her two friendships. And I don't know. I think that she probably just didn't really know what to do. So she just went with whatever she thought was correct.
Right. Not the butthole. Boom. Easy. Next one. This one was labeled as poo mode. And as you know, that means proctology's only orifice, which means the comment section has been locked up so that only specific members can talk to each other. Mm-hmm. So that means this must be kind of spicy. Oh, this person likes his emojis. So, all right. Hello, Reddit. I've just downloaded Reddit because my niece said I could post this story. Oh, I forgot to say. AITA for yelling at my wife for firing our babysitter and making her cry because she called an ambulance.
Interesting.
And then he writes, hello, Reddit, ! I have downloaded Reddit because my niece said I should post this story to the AITA board. So here I am. This guy sounds like such like an old guy. Oh, my niece just told me to download this. I'm here on the World Wide Web on the Reddit message boards, so I can tell my story. I am not very good with technology, so forgive me. I'll probably be messing this whole post up. Laughing, crying emoji, laughing, crying emoji, laughing, crying emoji.
You're already doing it.
Not a good start. Okay, so basically, here's what happened. Me and my wife hired our babysitter, who we've been going to for years. We have 2 sons and a daughter, and we've been hiring her since my oldest son was a baby, though it was mostly her mom looking after the baby while she was helping, quote unquote. So we gave her a couple of dollars for that. Laughing, crying emoji, laughing, crying emoji, laughing, crying emoji. She is now 16 and can look after the kids all on her own, and my oldest 2 love her. My youngest is only 7 months, so I'm not sure he really gets it yet. Laughing, crying emoji, laughing, crying emoji, laughing, crying emoji. But he seems relatively happy when he's with her. This Friday, my kids' daycare was closed for renovations, and Daisy, our babysitter, was kindly offered to take care of them after school from 3:30 to 6 p.m. I get home from work at 6 and my wife goes home at 6:30. However, I got home early from work at 4:30. When I got home, I found my wife yelling at Daisy while Daisy was just sobbing and apologizing. I asked my wife what was going on, and all she said was that she was just start yelling at Daisy had cost us a bunch of money. My first thought was she'd broken something, but my wife wasn't telling me what it was. She told Daisy that she wouldn't be paying her for her time and to get the F out of our house and never come back or she'd call the police. Oh, wow, she must have done something really bad. What do you think?
Yeah.
Daisy then ran out crying. I left my wife to calm down a while I comforted my kids. They were all crying from a different room while my wife yelled at Daisy. When everything had calmed down, I got the full story from my wife. So here's what happened. Are you ready?
Yep.
My mother had been looking after the kids until 3:30 while we were at work. This was Daisy's first time looking after my youngest son, though we knew we could trust her with the babies since she looked after my daughter alone when she was a baby. Something important that you should know about my youngest son has breath-holding episodes, which occur when he gets frustrated or is in pain.
Yep.
And he will just hold his breath. To stop him, you have to blow on the baby or they will just snap out of it on their own. They're completely normal and relatively safe babies. However, the episodes can sometimes cause passing out and blueness.
Yep.
And it's normal, and he usually wakes up within a few seconds. To cut a long story short, my mom forgot to tell Daisy what to do if this happens, and my son passed out. Daisy panicked, called 911, and then my wife, now angry at Daisy, called 911 for nothing, and was now wasted our money on an ambulance ride. Me and my wife are now arguing because I think Daisy did the right thing, but my wife doesn't. Yesterday, we got into a heated argument. We both said some hurtful stuff, and she is now staying for her mother for a few days while she thinks over my priorities in the relationship, end quote.
Okay.
AITA. Thoughts?
Is he the asshole?
You mean the butthole?
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the butthole?
I mean, he's the one asking.
Is he asking if he's the butthole? Because he didn't really do anything in this situation.
That's what I know. He's like I think he's
if
asking...
If you're asking if the wife was the butthole...
I think he's asking, is he the butthole for taking the babysitter's side?
The babysitter's side.
I think that's what he's asking.
No. She didn't know.
Or for defending the babysitter.
She wasn't properly informed. What else are you going to do?
Yeah. That's the thing about babysitters... especially underage babysitters, because again, we mentioned this before, Clara. It's a lot like children taking care of children.
Yep.
And she is just a 16-year-old girl, and then when she sees that another person's baby passed out and blue in the face, what is she gonna? Of course, she's gonna call
the police.
Call the ambulance.
The
of
ambulance.
course. And I'm pretty sure ambulances free? Pretty sure
they're
free. They're not free.
They're not.
They're not free.
They're not.
Okay.
They cost money.
They cost money. I think that's a bigger issue. But
it really is.
But I don't think OP is the butthole. The only thing he's guilty of is using laughing crying emojis.
Yeah,
on a Reddit
a million times.
So
really showing your age there, sir.
Yeah. How old are you? Like 40? Wow, the guy's ancient. So, I don't think the babysitter's in the wrong either. I think the mom's priorities are probably all out of whack.
She's probably just freaked out over the fact of what happened. I don't know.
What do you mean? What should have freaked out about?
Freaked out about, the ambulance being called.
Yeah, and your first thought of, this is going to cost me money? That's kind of strange.
When you're a parent, you do have to worry about things like money.
That's not appropriate. So
this doesn't have anything to do with the podcast.
Okay.
Nathaniel.
Okay. So I think the only one here that I can see as the butthole is the wife. Is OP's wife, because I think she overreacted a whole lot, and I think the babysitter is not the butthole because she reacted in the moment. She wasn't properly informed, and she did the best that she could do with the information that she had. And I think OP is definitely not the butthole because he saw it as a teenager probably doing what her best decision is to.
Yeah.
And I don't think wife should have like banned her from the thing.
Yep.
She didn't do anything to the children. All she did was
call
the ambulance.
Worry about the child's safety.
So, like, what's the deal with that? The thing is, Clara, well, think about money, is that you can always make more money. You can't get, like, a life back, Clara.
Yep.
So, I think she did the right thing. Let's see what the people at Reddit have to say. Nata! Your wife is truly awful, and I hope you're having her read these responses. So yeah.
Okay.
OP says that may be a good idea since when she calms down a bit. That's what OP says. Yeah, Daisy definitely is owed an apology here. Nata, your wife behaved reprehensibly. Daisy deserves a medal and an apology. She was unprepared with information she required. If you want an expert who'd already know this, then you don't go hire a teenager to babysit, and your wife needs to get comfy paying a lot more for a professional adult nanny who comes with this sort of knowledge. Your wife prioritized money over the safety of the children and the most basic respect and kindness towards Daisy. You may also want to be reconsidering some things. Give Daisy the money and apology your wife owes her. And then there's an update. Also, would strongly encourage you to apologize to her parents as well and make sure that they are aware of the trauma Daisy experienced. She might have been scarred or ashamed to tell her parents the full truth, and it would be kind of you to support her on that front as well. That's another thing. Yeah, because she is she is a kid herself.
Yeah.
And
that's a freaky thing.
Yeah, and so and so her parents are the primarily responsible for her. So you need to then explain the parents what happened, because she probably is a traumatic experience for this girl as well, and she'll probably be like, I'll never babysit again.
I don't know about that, but it'll definitely be.
It's definitely a blemish on her
record. I wouldn't say that.
Oh. You don't think so?
No, because what do you? She didn't do anything wrong.
She didn't do anything wrong.
So it wouldn't be a blemish on her record. It would just be that, she might stay away from babysitting for like a little bit.
Okay. Nata, my little brother is a paramedic. It's really weird to specify little in this. My little brother is a paramedic. He's
it's just like a thing. Old. I would say that you're my older brother. So.
I'm sold. Am I a paramedic too?
No, you're not a paramedic.
Too bad. I was a trained paramedic from DeVry University.
I don't think that they offer that.
DeVry University offers everything.
I don't. Okay, keep going. We are not sponsored by DeVry University, so.
And it's totally not a diploma mill. Let me see. Nata, my little brother was a paramedic. They just lost a child because the parents waited too long to call 911. Because the child did exactly what your child does. Turns out the child was actually choking. The child is now dead. Easily would have survived, and had they called 911 as they were nearby both the scene of the hospital. And then OP says, oh dear goodness, that's awful. I am very relieved that Daisy called 911 as quick as she did. That would be an awful situation to be in. Yeah. And then another person just was like, and then another person responds with, dude, both you and your wife majorly effed up because it's your jobs to make the babysitter is informed of situations such as these, not your mother's. You both need to grovel and beg for forgiveness and double the payment as she was going to get. Poop, triple it. Maybe you should.
Yeah.
You didn't even hear what I said.
No, I did.
Oh, you said...
Maybe you should triple it.
Do you think you should triple it?
That's a really stressful situation.
So
maybe.
So, yep. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, like... If anyone... that is true. If anyone's to blame here, I guess it would be them, the OP and wife, for not adequately preparing the babysitter for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And even then, that OP, that commenter says, like, even with that knowledge, it's 911, you gotta call 911, because something like that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely would say not the butthole, at least in the situation of this guy defending the babysitter. Definitely not the butthole.
Definitely not the butthole.
So hopefully this guy's wife realizes, comes to her senses, and get her priorities straight, and all that. Instead of being all like, you need to get your priorities straight. Yeah. Everyone knows money over life. That should be your priority. Okay. That was two pretty easy ones. So let's see. My 30 female coworker, 28 male, is ignoring me after I said he should leave his wife. How do I make it less awkward?
Okay, we're starting off very, very interesting sentences here. Okay.
All right. So my coworker Sam and I are like two peas in a pod. I've never had a relationship like that. Both like documentaries. We both like documentaries and books. Oh wow, you must be like very unique.
Wow.
Well, let me guess. You like the sun too?
Ooh, let me guess. You like breathing air.
You like breathing air. Do you like Taylor Swift too? No, I love Taylor Swift. Let me see. Okay, we constantly send each other documentaries. We always take lunch together and talk about the videos we sent. Recently, I asked him if his wife watches those videos, and he laughed and says no, and that she jokes and will say he's such a nerd. I said, it doesn't seem like you two have much of a connection. He got annoyed and asked if I'm implying that he doesn't have a connection to his wife. I told him it seems like we have a stronger connection to him than his wife. Maybe you should marry me, bro.
Dear.
He told me him and his wife are happily married. I told him, oh wait, is OP a female? Oh, OP is a woman. Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was two guys. So
okay.
OP is a woman.
OP is a woman. Keep going.
Okay. He started. Wait. Okay. I told him it's just strange if she doesn't share a major interest of yours. He started ignoring me for the rest of lunch. He blocked me from his personal phone, and we only speak at work, even if it's only about work. Even after I apologized, he's the same way. I want things to go back to normal because the work days are definitely longer ever since he stopped talking to me. So what do you think? What's so funny?
That's so ridiculous.
Why is that ridiculous?
Because it's like, oh, so your wife doesn't like documentaries? Seems like you and I have a stronger connection than you do with her. Like, what?
Maybe we should, I don't know, have an affair?
That doesn't even make any sense.
It's kind of like what she's giving off.
I mean, like, does she even know his wife? Like, you don't know if she... Like, they might share a different thing in common. And even then, that doesn't really matter so long as they're happily with each other and in love.
Yeah. Let me tell you, OP, it stinks losing a friend, especially when it all comes crumbling down after one comment, even though that was quite a comment.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it kind of like this person really did imply that her coworker's wife hates him because they don't share certain things. You know, you don't have to share certain things to be happily married. Have you heard the thing opposites attract?
Yep.
They're two different people. They don't have to be like the same. That's the thing. They complement each other. They don't have to like completely mirror or mimic each other. That's the beauty of being in a relationship.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to be all like, she doesn't like documentaries? Ew, you should probably leave her. That's a very out of pocket thing to say. So in that moment, I would say you're a butthole. Yep. You made a very butthole decision. I don't think you're a butthole person. But you made a butthole statement.
Yep.
And it cost you a friendship, so good job.
Yep.
So have fun with that. And you don't even know his wife. Why can you even make such a statement like that? Right, Clara?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah.
It just doesn't It just doesn't make any sense for you to say something like that unless you were expecting
Yeah. So,
for something.
yeah, let's see what
else.
the people of Reddit. Yeah, oh yeah, it kind of implies that she wants to get in his pants.
Yep.
And it kind of gives off like, you should leave your wife and be with me. Because I like documentaries.
Yep.
So, yeah. This is the proper response to this. This is what Reddit has to say. This is the proper response to that conversation. It may have been joking, but you crossed a serious line. He rightfully isn't going to entertain talks about his marriage with other women. Makes sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. Here's a quote. And he says, I said it doesn't seem like you two have much connection. He got annoyed, asked if I'm implying if he doesn't, blah, blah, blah. I told him it seems like we have a stronger connection. And I told him that it's just strange. She doesn't share major interests of yours. And then this person responds with, you took the time to write this out and you still don't get it? You had the chance to do the right thing and chose to continue the behavior you knew was bothering him. Your apology means nothing because it's obviously not sincere. Maybe, yeah. You are so widely off base here that your best bet may be to go find a different job. There's probably no coming back from that.
Ooh.
I mean, probably, yeah. The only way I could probably think, usually, I don't know, maybe if you, how did that guy in the Perks of Being a Wallflower save his friendship?
Oh. What do you mean?
Does he have to like save her life or something?
Yeah, he if you're talking about after what happens, what he does at the party, he basically,
and then he lost all his friends.
What happens is that one of them is getting beat up by his supposed secret boyfriend, and
that's Ezra Miller's character.
He blacks out and he beats up the guy who is beating up the friend.
That's a terrible idea.
And then they were like, you saved him. We're cool now.
You used violence to solve violence. Your violence has really saved our friendship. So I okay, scratch that. Bad idea. Probably best to just get a different job, like transferring schools. So, yeah. And then OP responds, at least I think it says OP. Okay, it's a deleted comment, but I assure you it has 280 downvotes. So, and the response to that was probably not a great idea to head on your married coworkers then. Which, yeah, obviously. So, yeah, and you don't. I pretty much it does come across as very flirtatious. I don't think she meant it to be flirtatious, but it does come across as very flirtatious. So.
Yeah.
Think before you say things. So, let's go to the next one. My ex-wife is dating again. Oh, by the way, she is a butthole. So,
yep. Butthole.
My ex-wife is dating again, even though she's still in love with me. How do I show her that's a bad idea?
Wait, what? Okay, keep going.
Okay. I'll try to condense this as much as possible. I was with my first wife, Amanda, for 8 years and have a beautiful daughter. Unfortunately, during our marriage, I fell in love with someone else. That woman ended up cheating on and leaving me. Okay, that's not a good start. I tried to maintain a friendship with Amanda because even though I realized I didn't love her, she was still my friend. Okay. Anyway, I was talking to a mutual friend and she told me Amanda put herself out there and went on a date and has been talking to this guy. After we got off the phone, I called Amanda, but she didn't answer, so I texted her that we needed to talk. Amanda eventually calls back, and I ask her about our daughter. Our daughter spent the weekend at my parents' house. She told me she will pick her up in the evening. I told her this serious question. I asked her, "Are you still in love with me?" And she said, "Unfortunately," with an attitude. I then say, "Why you think it's a good idea to date now?" She got angry and said, "That's none of my business." I told her I'm coming to you as a friend.
Ew.
Dating while still in love with me is not going to help. She said her therapist says it's time to put herself out there. I told her that her therapist sounds like a horrible therapist. She told me to shut up. She said, "Do you know how much this impacted me?" She said, "I loved you, and you always tried to be, always tried to be a great wife for you, and that wasn't good enough." I interrupted her on the phone and said, "Amanda!" I then told her that I get it. When Mary left, my second wife, I couldn't even finish my sentence before she said, "You're an effing butthole." She hung up and blocked me on Facebook. Etika, if I'm trying to look out for her because she is the mother of my child, but
Dang.
Why can't I control you?
You cannot
date even though you're single. But you used to date me, and I don't want you dating other men. So maybe I just care too much. You say that, okay, so if the therapist says that it's probably good to get out there, I think she should get out there. And I should know, because I have a therapy degree from DeVry University.
You do not have a therapy degree from DeVry University.
From DeVry University.
DeVry University. You don't have it.
And Phoenix Online.
No.
So I can tell you that's probably the best bet. So, yeah, this guy is definitely the butthole here, because he acts so
love
weird.
Is complicated.
Yeah. And then he goes like, "Do you still..." Like, even after, like I guess a mutual friend told her that she was getting back out there, and he goes like, "Do you still love me?
Do you still love me?"
And then she's
what the heck?
And then she's like, "Unfortunately, then you shouldn't date!" Ah!
Okay. Don't peek the... whatever.
I'm nowhere near the microphone. But, yeah, like... What?
You're still very loud. Oh. You never know what could happen.
Okay, sure. So, I would say definitely the butthole.
Definitely the butthole.
Why don't you, like, mind your own business? You can co-parent. That's fine.
And don't... her, live her life.
Let her live her life. Maybe you should get on Tinder and get left swiped by everyone. So... And then this... Okay, let's see what the people of Reddit have to say. "Holy poop, shut the F up and mind your own darn business, dude." Oh, this guy's coming in hot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a woman. "I think it's a great idea that she's trying to move on from you. You obviously no way in her life and she can handle herself. This is absolutely hateful for you to cheat on her, marry your AP, and then come waltzing in acting like you know better than her how to make her happy. If you kept looking out for her, you wouldn't have about it in your pants instead of sleeping around." That is true. Because he left her for another woman because she's like, "I fell in love with a different woman. And then she left me too. And then it came crawling back to her. And now I'm telling her what she can and can't do. Even though we're not together."
Yep.
This guy sounds like a piece of butt.
He is a butthole.
"OP, you're an effing butthole. That's coming to you from an uninvolved party. You can peacefully co-parent. You must not have anything to say about your ex's dating life. That's not supportive. Apologize. It is not your place, even as a friend, quote unquote." Even though I think this guy has zero intentions of being a friend, because that's not what friends do. Friend is butt. "Don't call her friends to try to get them to tell her that." Exactly. Yeah. This one says, "I'm not going to spend too much time breaking this down for you, because I don't think you generally care about your ex-wife or anyone but yourself for that matter. You abandoned her for another woman, and then you appear to show interest in how that impacted her feelings for you. You literally interrupt her to tell her your own feelings about the woman you left her for. You are behaving like an opportunist and a narcissist, and it's unsurprising that she responded the way she did. Any self-respecting woman should do the same thing. If you actually want to look out for her, quote unquote, you would take responsibility for how your behavior has impacted her, but you don't. You probably have unmet attachment needs, and you're using her unresolved feelings of attachment to you as a coping mechanism. There are several ways to fixing it. But you aren't even looking in the right direction to do so. You're just looking out for yourself. Leave her alone and let her be happy." What do you think?
Agreed. Agreed.
Okay, OP responds with, I don't understand if it's my wording, but I genuinely care about her. Don't see how none of you all can see that. I have to think I knew her since I was in college. When you're around someone for a long time, you care about them. Telling her I was in love with someone else was the most difficult thing I ever did. I can't convey that enough. This guy has a case of the me's. Because this guy's all about me, me, me.
Yep.
It was the toughest thing I had to do to tell her that I love somebody else. And that's it. This guy can't see past his own nose. So he still thinks he's in the wrong. But he says that he believes that he cares about her, but I highly doubt that because he acts like so self-righteous and like self-serving. So yeah, and that was hit with negative 33 downvotes, which is a lot less than what I would expect. But yeah, definitely the butthole. Let your ex-wife, X-E-X, as in you're not together anymore. You don't have any say anymore. So don't be all like that. Let her do her thing. Right, Clara?
Yeah.
Okay, so next. Next up on the chopping block, we got AITA for telling my son's girlfriend to break up with him.
Okay.
I, female 41, so the mom. Son, male 20, so is an adult, has been in a relationship with his girlfriend, Lily, 20, female, for about 3 years now. I love my son, and I hate to say this, but he's not turned out to be a good person. He has very little work ethic and has no desire to get a job or go to college, and spends most of his time gaming or partying. Lily, on the other hand, is the polar opposite. She is very studious, has aspirations to be a doctor, and is a very good swimmer, and is currently away at college. When my son and Lily first got together in high school, they were an excellent match. We loved having Lily over, and my son definitely took more care of himself. Since then, it's rapidly deteriorated. I know my son still loves Lily, but he never gives her the attention she deserves, with all her clear potential. I feel she deserves better. When Lily came to visit a few days ago, she was visibly upset when my son went to the store. I asked her if she was okay. She told me she didn't know what to do and wondered why my son had such little ambition and was so lazy. I told her I didn't see it changing anytime soon, as that's my view given it's been going for almost 2 years. When she asked what I should do in her situation, I told her to put herself first and what she wanted. Lily thanked me and said she'd think about things. Well, earlier today, my son comes downstairs in a rage telling me that Lily had broken up with him via text. I asked him what she said, and apparently the message referred to discussions with your mom, quote unquote, that had made her rethink about the relationship. My son was livid, and I had gotten involved and said I'd overstepped boundaries. I told him that I didn't advise Lily to leave him, and just said she had to make her own choice and decide what was best for her. My son is not talking to me, and now my husband is annoyed, believing having no Lily will make my son's rut last even longer. I also miss having Lily around. So, AITA, what do you think?
I think she gave some very sound advice.
That's definitely very good, sound advice. Because it sounds like her son turned out to be kind of a deadbeat at 20.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to be staying home much longer. And it's not like most millennials and Gen Zers who have to stay at home because of the housing market and the wage crisis and all that. He'll stay home because he absolutely has nothing going for him, and he has no reason to even do anything with his life except play Fortnite and I don't know, party hardy. Yeah, good luck party harding with no money. And then buying all those V-Bucks with no money. And it is very clear, based on what OP is saying, that her son is definitely holding Lily back.
Yep.
And the fact that he's so unambitious is probably uh, a big like a like hurt their relationship a
Yeah,
lot.
absolutely. I
Um,
mean,
yeah.
it clearly was bothering her.
So there's a couple things. I think Lily might have not did some things right. Um, like one, talk to him about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
about like why are you so ambitious? You got to be more ambitious. If this is going to work out, you got to do something with your life. And if he says no, then give him the boot. But if she didn't do that, she probably didn't really like him that much anyway.
Yeah,
So,
it's probably already on the way out.
mm-hmm. And the second thing is doing it through text, which is definitely putting salt in the wound a little bit. Like a lot of anyone will tell you, breaking up through text is probably the worst thing you can do. It's better to do it in person, in public. Um, so, yeah. The third thing that she didn't do very well is definitely throw his mom under the bus a little
Yeah.
bit by saying, I talked to your mom,
Conversations with your
and I made
mom.
the decision based on what your mom said. So you're like, I would never have come to this conclusion if it wasn't for your mom. So your mom is the point for why this happened. And now he has somebody to blame. That's not him.
Yep.
So that is not. So that's not good. And second of all, the mom did not say you should break up with him. She said you need to do what's best for you, which is sound advice. Um, Now these two sound like they're actually really polar opposites. Unlike the other guys, who their only opposite is that they didn't like one likes documentaries and the other one didn't.
like documentaries.
This one is like way too opposite. That this relationship would probably never work unless one of them makes a very significant life change, and we all know which one who should do that.
We should be doing that.
Yeah. So, OP is definitely not the butthole.
Nope.
Sun isn't the butthole, and Lily kind of the butthole because she didn't really do a lot of stuff, and it does stink. It does stink to lose, like
Someone that you love,
that you like, who has kind of became an honorary member of the family, which is, but it does stink. It's understandable that you miss having this person around, but that's just how life is.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely not the butthole. Let's see what the people of Reddit has to say.
Yep.
Yata! You didn't tell her to go end the relationship. You told her to consider her needs. You son certainly wasn't. Tell your husband it isn't up to Lily to get your son out of his rut. Oh yeah, that's true.
That's true. There's that as well. Yeah.
He needs to do it himself. And it looks like Lily being around isn't doing anything on any other way.
Mm-hmm.
So tell your husband it was teaching him to be a good man and not to mooch. Let your son be angry. He will be one of two things: stay angry or get up his butt and start pulling his own weight. Too many young adults have little to no inspirations and are more concerned with living in the moment. Okay. Okay, boomer. Oh, the kids these days, they only care about living in the moment. Like playing their Fortnites. Nata, you didn't tell her to break up with him. You told her she needs to put herself first, which is solid advice to anybody. The fact that putting herself first meant breaking up with your son is his issue for being a waste of space.
Ooh, ouch.
No, wow, yeah, he's coming in hot. And this person has the title of butthole enthusiast. So this person knows what's going on.
I guess so.
Your husband can also get in the bin expecting Lily to, quote unquote, get him out of his rut. If it's that simple, he can get involved and sort it. He's his son. Besides, who knows? Maybe this will be the kick in the arse he needs to sort himself and win her back. Unlikely, as this isn't a rom-com, but never say never.
Okay.
Indeed. Never say never, indeed.
Never say never, never, never.
Nata! If your son still has health insurance benefits, require him to go to 2 appointments: 1 medical doctor for a thorough checkup, 2 mental health professional or evaluation, and enough therapy sessions to understand where he's at. Lazy can mean lots of things. Also, come up with a plan with your spouse to require your son makes progress. Which, yeah, I mean, definitely. And I should know, I have a mental health
You
professional degree from
don't
DeVry
have
University.
any professional degree from DeVry University.
So yeah,
I don't know how you pronounce it.
DeVry University.
DeVry University.
Yeah, so that's it. That's the end of that one. Definitely not the butthole. Hope your son gets out of his rut, and he probably should
Probably should maybe
make the steps.
seek some help.
Maybe take some classes. Okay, so AITA for telling my mom I will move out versus paying $600 a month in rent.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, my first instinct is $600 a month in rent. Take that deal. That's a good deal.
That's not bad.
That's a very good deal. So I'm 25 years old. I was paying $60 a week in rent for a few years. How much is that a month?
I don't know. I don't do math.
240 a month. I just told her, okay, I recently started a new temp job that pays pretty decent, and they decided to keep me with the company last week. This morning, my mom texted me to say rent starts up again, $150 a week. Okay.
Okay.
I was told her I will move out. I already pay for my own meals. I only have a small bedroom to call my own in their house. I can rent a studio apartment 3 or 4 times the size of my room for a few hundred more. Geez, where do you live? Can I move there?
Okay. Keep going. Come on.
Or could rent a room for my friends for less than my mom is trying to charge me. It would be one thing if they cooked and cleaned for me every day, and I was raking up their bills, but I do my own thing, pay my own bills. I never really even cross paths with my parents besides when I'm getting off work. My mom's definitely peeved that I said that, I can tell, but I'm also upset that a person who birthed me is trying to get me to pay what I would pay a landlord for rent just to sleep in her house. Even $100 a week, I would have been more inclined to be okay with, but $600 a month just to be able to sleep in my parents' house seems a little high. If I'm paying $600 a month, I think I would deserve my own spaces around the house. Also, I would with a landlord. It seems having a landlord would be a better deal for me in this case. So what do you think?
I see what they mean now. I mean, like, if you can get a better deal elsewhere, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit of a struggle.
I don't think that they're the butthole for this.
I don't think they're the butthole either. I think the mom might be trying to you got a job now that pays, you means you pay more in rent. That's how life works. It's like that kind of deal.
Yep.
But I think her saying, I'll move out, and then her being all like, oh, I think that's a bit weird to me. Because I think that's probably what you want to happen.
Yeah.
So, and paying $600 a month to live in a place that you've been living for free your whole life. But I get it. The rent thing is just for you to feel like an adult for a bit. I mean, like makes sense. But
yeah,
like gives the illusion of adulthood. But then upping that to $600 a month, even though it is very below market level, it is kind of strange, I guess. And then her mom's reaction to her saying like, "Okay, I'll move out then." Like, how dare you? That's a bit kind of like a strange reaction because I would think that's what the end game was.
Yeah.
And if she could move out within her means for a job, how much does her job pay?
Enough.
The pay's pretty decent. I don't know how much that is, but if it's enough for you to make, I don't know, like 3 times your rent for a studio apartment for $900, or maybe $1,000 would make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
For a studio apartment in whatever town you're living, I would say go for it. Or move in with like your buddies to stay and split the rent. That's also a good viable option. after, when you get your first job. So yeah, I mean, that's good. I would say she's definitely not the butthole. Um, so yeah, what do you think, Clara?
Definitely not the butthole.
Okay. So let's see what the people of Reddit have to say. Okay, and quotes. This is a real quote. But I'm so also upset for the person who birthed me trying to pay me what I would pay a landlord for rent and sleep at our house. Okay. Y'all know, parents have bills and utilities to pay. Also, you're only entitled to free room and board until you're a legal adult. And then another person, and then quotes, if I'm paying my own $600 a month, I think I would observe my own spaces around the house. Also, I would with landlord. And the person respond with, "Lol, if you can swing it for 600, go for it. Where I come from, 600 a month would get you a shared bedroom, a half bath, and access to a garden hose with a 3-minute shut-off timer and shower with. Despite coming off a little naive, you're definitely Nata. Not sure why she would be angry unless she was genuinely depending on the income she got you to pay bills. If she was only depending on it for luxuries and fun money, then she's extra a-hole-ish.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
That
So,
sounds right.
and then this person OP responds with, yeah, if it were a matter of making ends meet, I wouldn't have any issue. My dad has a credit card in my name that he can use whatever he needs to catch up on something and doesn't have the money. Dad is the breadwinner in our house. My mom pays for vacation and a couple of utilities, but my dad pays for mortgage, groceries, and most of the bills. Funny part is, he doesn't want rent from me. It's only my mom who wants it. It's part of why I'm especially not keen on the idea. If they needed the money, it wouldn't even be a question. They just got back from a 2-week cruise and are planning together another one, so definitely not even close to struggling. Yeah, don't get me wrong, the cheapest studio near me is closer to 900 and not in the best area, but I would still have more privacy and independence for sure. Sorry if I missed a couple of points. I'm trying to reply to as many comments asking for context as I can. So yeah, okay. This definitely kind of adds a little bit more to the background of this family, because this family seems pretty well off.
Seems well off, yeah.
So, being all like you have to pay me extra, kind of comes across as kind of like how can I squeeze more money out of my kid? So,
who's earning money for the first time.
Yeah, and I mean, $900 a month in a very bad neighborhood makes sense, and I probably wouldn't do that. But if you want to do that, you can do that. And so yeah, and then it's just the mom who wants it. That's a little fishy.
Yeah.
And because dad is like, "Nah, keep your money," but mom's like, "Give me the rent. I need the rent. I got the rent. I need the rent." He's acting like the landlord from Spider-Man 2, and who's all like, "Where's my rent? Give me my rent." And then another person responds with, "Why does your dad have a credit card with your name on it? I'd cancel the card if you move out. If mom gets a hold of that card, since she won't be getting rent from you, I can see why they don't have one in your name." And then OP responds with, "I added my dad as an auth user to one of my cards for emergencies in case he's short on bills or needs to stop at the store and hasn't had the money. He doesn't really use it much, but good point for once I move out." I don't know. Because your dad, this person's dad seems to be...
The dad seems fine. The dad seems decent.
The dad seems to be pretty responsible with it. So I think don't cancel it, because I think that helps him out a lot, and you're helping out your dad. That's the least you can do for raising you. And he seems to be using it pretty responsibly. If you see massive charges on it,
that's when you shut it off.
That's when you shut off the hose. That's when you shut off the tap. So I would definitely say keep it on if you move out, which it looks like you probably will be. Okay. Nata, your mom has no right to be mad at you for moving out. However, quit the person who birthed me nonsense. $600 is too much, but $400 is fine for mothers? Who would come up with that arbitrary line? What?
I don't know.
And then OP says, "Yeah, that's fair. I think my high school English teacher in the back of my head telling me not to use the word mom again when I used it in the previous sentence. Ha ha."
Okay.
Okay. Something.
Interesting.
Okay. Info. Where do you live? What's the cost of living? Have you looked at the rental market recently? $600 for a studio without what about utilities, internet, renter's insurance? Will you have to use the laundromat? Have you calculated that into the cost of your monthly budget? You should sit down and calculate those numbers. Better yet, sit down with your mom, look at comparables, and calculate the additional cost you weren't paying at $60 a week. Also, do you have furniture? A lot goes into getting an apartment. Do you make 2 to 3 times over the monthly rent? That's what I was saying earlier. That's what places are asking for. If you don't, and you don't have a reference, they'll ask you for a cosigner, and it'll guarantee that you'll be able to afford rent. Also, you'll have enough to pay the first and last month. You aren't just paying for a room. You're paying into all those costs as well. Be sure you can afford it before you go off.
Jesus Christ.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
The renter's market and the home market is really not the best right now in America. So if you're making 2 to 3 times that, because that's what most places are asking, or most apartment complexes are asking, and being able to fully 100% sustain yourself with adding the cost of renter's insurance and furniture and internet and phone and I was gonna say cable, but people don't use cable anymore. It's kind of showing my age a little bit, or showing all the services, the streaming services that you have, which I'm pretty sure that it's fine.
Cost of living is through the roof now.
Yeah. Can you pay for gas?
Can you pay for the water? Can you pay for electricity?
Can you pay for
internet? Can you pay? It's you know.
So I get what this Redditor is saying. You can't be like, I'm moving out, and that's that. And there's a lot of things that you got to take in consideration right now. Maybe staying with your parents is probably the best. Maybe I would just say maybe just pay the $600 maybe. That's what I would do if I could afford it. Because if I just have to pay $600 all included, that is fantastic. That's a great deal. Even if it did kind of jump from, I don't know, $250 to, even though it kind of jumped, which is kind of weird, and also your mom being kind of strange about it, kind of being weirdly offended by it, and also kind of price gougey, especially with the fact that she can afford cruises and stuff. We also kind of don't know what OP does that can render like how much this person's making.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this person is making $40,000 a year, yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with trying to afford anything with that. Or maybe I think the best cost of living is probably maybe $75,000. If this person is making $75,000, then I say go for it. But if it's anything lower than that, you probably have a tough time.
That's complicated stuff.
So yeah, but in that instance,
not the butthole.
You're definitely not a butthole. You're definitely not the butthole. No butthole here. All right, last one. Ready?
Here we go. Last one. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Why is life so unfair?
Okay.
Let's
starting off strong. Going into it, getting that real edgy vibe.
Why is life so unfair? I, male 27, ended my 3-year relationship with my sweetheart, 21, female, because I felt like I wanted out and date around.
Okay, great.
Not a good start. She was everything I ever wanted in a woman. Sweet, caring, attentive, fun to be around, very beautiful when she wanted to be. Fulfilled my every wildest fantasy in bed. Okay, dude. And actively pushed me to be a better person. Her only fault would be that she tended to need a lot of reassurance and attention, which I was terrible at giving. Okay, maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship then. Maybe you should work on that. I also never communicated properly when issues would arise. So, to me, that's almost a fault of my own, not hers. Yeah, no kidding. Meanwhile, I've ignored her, sometimes been not necessarily rude on impulse, didn't consider her feelings, didn't listen, lazy, had nothing nothing going for me, but still mostly a sweet and caring guy. It doesn't sound like that.
Okay.
It sounds like you're garbage. You're not a sweet and caring guy. We've broken up a few times for my issues. She took me back, but now she seems done with me and won't respond to my contact. Nearly 2 months later, I'm filled with regrets and a million questions in my head. How could I betray the base relationship and greatest love of my life? Why was I thinking about girls that wouldn't give me the time of day while I had the perfect girl that would do anything for me right next to me? How could I hurt her so much while claiming that I love her? How did I even deserve her love? Do we still stand a chance when she's not willing to talk anymore? Or should I move on and try to learn from it? And most importantly, what is wrong with me that it even got to this point? How can I actually fix myself? Because I have no idea, and no one in my life could help me. Not even my therapist. I'm desperate and just wish I had some guidance. Tiddler, which means too long didn't read. Had a great girl, sabotaged the relationship over the 3 years, broke up with her.
TLDR.
Yeah, and finally lost her, but filled with regret, suffering from my own decisions, my own willingness to change right now, and I don't see a way out of suffering and desperate for help. So, what do you think?
My guy, you messed up. There's probably no going back. She would have to be a freaking saint to forgive you.
And she did, like, a couple times.
She did a couple times, and it's only so often. You know, there's only so much that a person can take, and I think that there's probably you need to learn and move on.
Now, do you want to fulfill OP's request on what he could do to actually fix his life?
So this is a matter of not appreciating what you have while you have it.
Mm-hmm.
The grass is always going to look greener on the other side. Mm-hmm. You know, everything's going to seem more enticing when you don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then so much so that you end up ignoring the amazing person that's right next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You miss the things that you have because you're pining for something that is probably never going to fulfill you in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You need to recognize that, you know, you got to recognize what you have, and you can't wait until it's too late. You can't wait to realize, oh man, she was the perfect girl, you know, when she's already gone.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
Oh.
So, yeah, definitely the butthole. You're definitely the butthole, and you're kind of also the extra butthole by being all woe is me about it. And and maybe man up and like like learn from this. Don't be all like, nobody can help me.
Yeah.
Nobody can help me. Oh, I'm a lost cause. You're not a lost cause. I'm going to slap you across the face. Snap out of it. Bah. And do something with yourself, man. You've got to, like...
You'll find someone new.
You'll find someone new, and you actually should respect her next time. And don't be all like... Yeah.
Yep. Appreciate what you have while you have it, when you have it. Don't wait until it's too late. You know, when you find someone new, appreciate her, you know, love her.
And don't be all like, I want to date around.
Being like, oh, there's a bunch of hot women. You know, beauty isn't forever.
Is the eye in the beholder. Oh, I guess, yeah.
Beauty is also in the eye of the beholder. But if what you're beholding is hot babes, then, you know, that beauty doesn't always last forever. And there are some women, they do, you know, they age well.
Like Helen Mirren.
Like Helen Mirren, sure. But, you know, there's only... What was I going to say? I don't know. It just don't start, you know. You know what I'm trying to say.
Nah, not really.
Not really. Dang it!
But like, it's definitely like, be a better boyfriend.
Just be a better boyfriend. Exactly.
You can't be this self-aware and be all like, what could have gone wrong? You already said what could have gone wrong. You said you were lazy, you didn't communicate, and you weren't attentive. Like, look back at your thing. And you can't be all like, but I'm actually really nice once you get to... No! You're not.
No. Clearly not.
So let's see what the people at Reddit have to say. And then, okay, here's a quote. Meanwhile, I've ignored her, sometimes even necessarily rude on impulse, didn't consider her feelings, didn't listen, lazy, and had nothing going for me, but I'm so mostly... Okay. And then the response is, dude, I don't wanna, state the obvious here, but you literally just listed every poopy thing you did, and to still have the audacity to call yourself mostly a sweet and caring guy. Seriously? And then it's a gif of Tom Hanks saying, really.
Yeah.
And then the OP responded with, maybe because I'm not generally a bad person, but I do try to be kind, and I still have trouble connecting with people that have become quite jaded over the years from being too naive. Okay, guy. Sure. -9 downvotes. Very beautiful when she wanted to be. Did he say that?
Did he say that?
That's a messed up thing to say.
That's a wild thing that you have stated there.
You know what? You are not a sweet and caring person. Funny how you dated an 18-year-old at 24, yet you're the one who's acting like a child. Clown behavior, and then clown emoji. I would agree. Life is what you make it. You need to figure out why you choose to sabotage a good relationship considering how poorly you treated her. Therapy is a good idea. It's a start. I should know. I have a therapy degree from DeVry University.
You do not!
You should definitely leave her be. You were cruel and she's not interested in being with you now. It's a valid choice on her part and she doesn't have to justify it or give you a second chance. I think she give him like 3-4 chances.
Give him like 1 million chances.
Yeah. She owes you nothing. You had your chance and you blew it, royally. Get yourself sorted out mentally before getting into another relationship. And then OP responds with, thank you for the reality check. I can only agree, time to make something good of myself. Okay. All right.
Yep. Well,
that's...
words are words until...
Yeah, words are words until action. And then another person responds with, why is life so unfair, which is the title. That's more of a case of you being an idiot, bro. And then OP responds with, my bad for the title. I was trying to highlight why life is unfair to good people, not to me. Okay, you're not good people. At least right now you're not. Obviously, I deserve this. The choice of the title is misleading, though. I wasn't trying to make a sob story about myself, just sad about how I dealt with the situation and caused unnecessary pain at the honest person, which I consider a big personal failure. Which is... Do better.
Do better.
Do better. So, yeah, that's it. This guy's a butthole. Well, who do you think is the biggest butthole today?
I would say that the biggest butthole... I don't know. There weren't a lot of really bad ones. You know, there's like the cheating one, which is this one. Mm-hmm. And then there was the one with the babysitter, but he wasn't the one who was the butthole.
Yeah.
The wife was.
Yeah.
Kind of. What else was there? My mind is blanking.
I think it was a lot of cheating ones this week.
There was a lot of cheating ones, I think.
And
maybe the one where he was like,
there was the
don't date.
Don't date? Oh yeah, that guy.
That
guy probably would be probably the biggest one.
I'd say that one. The biggest
because there was, in terms of like the buttholes we described, there was the lady who told their coworker to leave his wife, and then there was the guy who was like, "Don't date around."
I'd say for me, I'd say it's the don't date around.
I think that, or like, don't date anyone else.
Yeah.
Even though they're not together, I think it is. So yeah.
Jesus.
You try saying all this without water. So
get some water next time.
Okay. All right. I've been Nathaniel Avila.
And I have been Clara Avila.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to a Vision podcast, home of wacky talkies, The Kingdom, Evil Exists, and many more.